Our dear Catherine would use our monastery in Italy. Indeed, Don Giovanni heard her last confession, and we have some correspondence still from them. She, when she went somewhere, had priests around because she had the gift of knowledge, and what she spoke reached people's hearts, so they needed confession afterwards. She herself had a special permission to receive Holy Communion frequently, and she would go frequently herself to confession. She had a great devotion to the Blessed Sacrament. One time she had a great desire to receive the Lord, and her spiritual father, who later in time would become head of the Dominicans, the Grand Master, Blessed Raymond of Capua, that particular day had no inclination to celebrate, for in those days priests did not yet celebrate every day. And something pulled him to celebrate. But at the fraction, a particle jumped somewhere and he couldn't find it. He was perplexed and was about to go to his own superior to explain that there had been perhaps sacrilege. A host or part of one had been lost. But as he was going, he met the Carthusian friar of Siena, who said to him that he wanted to meet Catherine, for he had something to ask her, and he knew that Raymond had access to her, and so he took him to her. But what was his surprise when he saw that her eye was twinkling. When the prior had finished his business, he went straight to the point. Raymond asked her, "Do you have something to do with this?" referring to the host or part of one that had disappeared. And she calmly answered, "Not I, but the Lord." What had happened was that the Lord had made that particle jump from where he was at the altar to where she was. And she was able to receive him. At Fatima, it would seem that the hosts that the children were receiving from the angel were coming from tabernacles. Angels cannot consecrate, but they can transport. And they are weeping now that anyone can go into the tabernacle, it would seem, and freely take and distribute the most precious treasure that we have. St. Thomas Aquinas, in his great hymn, says, "Solis presbyteris," only unto presbyters is it given to confect and to hand on. In the 90s, it was towards 1997-98, there was this Inter-dicasterial document, this declaration from the heads in the Vatican, approved in forma specifica by St. John Paul II, requesting that the abuse coming in on this level should be stopped, that extraordinary ministers were extraordinary, and to teach the contrary is damaging the mystical body. The normalization of this handling, distributing of the Lord is bringing down the faith and practice of the Church. And the fact that it was coming from heads of dicasteries in the Church, including, of course, the congregation divine worship indicates its importance. It was trying to stem this flow. And ours, this declaration, the participation of the non-ordained in the ministries of the priesthood, was not heard by everyone, but it reflects the desire of the Holy Spirit. There are 2 millennia of education led by the Holy Spirit with regard to protection of the sacred, and we know full well who is pushing this elasticization of things, for what then becomes banal is perceived to be such, and the Lord is treated, alas, with very little respect. How different from the way that St. Catherine approached the Lord, and how he himself came to her. The saints were aware. In our own time, Blessed Carlo Acutis is a good model. What would he say from glory? We can be sure that the saints with one voice would cry out, "Protect your God." Ubi caritas